Here is important test question based on sequences where we'll learn iterative and function notation. I am Anil Kumar. Welcome to my YouTube channel and the website Global Math Institute. In this video, we have some application questions based on sequences. As an introduction to sequences, it is very important to understand how do we relate different terms in a given sequence, especially when a real life situation is given to us. The question here is, 4 friends start a math club. Next week, another friend joins. The week after, 3 more persons join, and the next week, 5 more. The club membership gradually increases. On average, the membership increases by the next odd number each week. So after 1 week, it is 1 friend joining, then 3 persons, then 5 persons, then 7, and so on. So that is how this sequence is growing. Related to this, we have 3 questions here. First, write a recursion formula to represent the situation. Question number 2. Write a discrete function to represent the situation. And 3 is find the number of new members joining on the 50th week. Very important question from test point of view. I'd like you to pause the video, answer the question, and then look into my suggestions. Well, in case you want to learn directly from me, you can always send an email on the address given. So let us try to understand the situation before we enter into its solution. So what we see is that the group math club is formed with 4 friends and then 1 joins, right? So basically 1 joins means 4 becomes 5, right? So basically 1 joins. And then the week after, 3 joins. So 5 plus 3, it becomes 8, and then another odd number, right? So it is plus 5. So it becomes 13 and so on. So see how it is growing, correct? So we are now adding 7 to make it 20 and so on. Perfect. So that is the pattern in this particular sequence which we are looking at. Now I think it's absolutely clear. I would like you to write a recursion formula to represent the situation. Now what is recursion formula? Recursion formula relates the term numbers with one another. Okay, so let's try to see it now and develop the recursion formula. So just as I was saying, in the given situation, what we have really is that the club starts with 4 persons and then we have 1 more and becomes 5. So this is with an increment of 1 more, so plus 1, correct? And then we have plus 3 and then we have plus 5 and so on, right? So every time odd number is being added. That's the beauty of it, right? Odd number is being added. So 5 plus 3, 8, 8 plus 5, 13, 13 plus 7, 20. So that is how it is growing. You see that? How do I get the recursion formula? Well, in recursion formula, we should begin with the first term always. So what is the first term? T1. T1 is the first term, and in this case, it is 4. So they begin with 1 person, right? So 4 persons on the first week, in the first week. So let's write down very clearly that we have week numbers here, right? So that is my first week, second week, third week, fourth week, fifth week, and so on, correct? That is how the week numbers are growing, and odd number of people, more than previous, is joining, correct? How is it growing? So now, what will be T2? So in this case, T2 will be 4 plus 1, as you can see, and we get a value of 5, correct? And then T3 is what? So T3 is whatever we had, to that we are adding 3, right? So we had 4 plus 1, and now to this we add 3. So now you can see when it is the third week, 3 people add, and the fourth week 5 will get added. How do we relate this additional number, right? How do we relate this additional number? That is what we have to see to the previous number when we are writing iterative formula. Perfect. So in the second term, we are adding 1. In the third term, we are adding 3. So what we are trying to do here is that Tn, nth term, is related with the previous term, Tn minus 1. And to that, we add an odd number, right? So always we are adding an odd number. Think about it like this, odd number. So odd numbers, how do you get? Even number minus odd number gives us odd number, right? So if you see, if I put 2, that means 2n becomes like 4, right? 4 minus what is 3? This is 4 minus what is 1? This is what we have to figure out. So definitely it is 2n minus 3, which will be 1, correct? So once you write the formula, it is a good practice to check it. Now when n is 3, if I put 3 here, then what do we get? Do we get the result? Yes, we do. Perfect. So we find that this method of writing the formula really works, and that becomes the recursive formula for the given situation. Remember, in this case, n is either 2 or greater than 2, right? So n is greater than equal to 2 in this particular situation. Perfect. So we got the first part of it, and that is how do we find the recursion formula. Perfect. Now let's look into the second part of it, and that is write a discrete function to represent the situation. Now what we really see here is that, let me just give you once again the values which we have. We begin with 4, right? And to 4 we are adding 1 to get 5, and then we are adding plus 3 to get 8, and then plus 5. 1, 3, 5, 7. Do you see that? So in a way, when these odd numbers are being added, we are generating the group. So these numbers being added are the first difference. Clear? So let me call this as delta 1 as the first difference. Now let's calculate what is the second difference. To find the second difference, we'll do 3 minus 1, which is 2, 5 minus 3, which is 2, 7 minus 5 is also 2. So the second difference is constant and it is 2. That means we are looking into a quadratic function. Perfect. Whenever second difference is constant, it leads to quadratic function. And if the value of the second difference is 2, what do you think leading coefficient A is going to be? A is going to be 1, 2 divided by 2. I hope you remember that concept. So it is important to apply the concepts learned earlier so that you can have a quick solution to the problems now. We can also represent this as a quadratic function in vertex form. Can you tell me how? Well, the minimum value is when it was starting week 1 with 4 members. That gives you a hint. Perfect. So, can you write down the equation? In the function notation, f of x equals to what? Yes, you got it. F of x should be x minus 1 whole square plus 4. You can verify the result. Perfect. Check for f of 2. Do you get 5? If yes, then this equation is correct. Make sense? Let's verify. Yes, it does give us 5. So the equation represents the situation. Concepts of quadratic equations. As a part of pre-calculus, it is important to relate things while learning them perfect and applying the concepts effectively. That is what we're trying to see here. Now let's look into part 3 of this question, which is find the number of new members joining on the 50th week. Well, on the 50th week, I'll just plug in 50 in this equation, which was x is 50, right? So 50 minus 1 whole square plus 4. So which will be 49 square plus 4, right? So we can use the calculator to find the answer. So we have 49 square, which is equals to 2401 plus 4, and so we get 2405 as the number of persons joining on the 50th week to this club. So that is how the club is. It kind of goes like this as shown here. The lowest point here was when X was the first week, 4 members, and therefrom it grows. You see how effectively we have provided the solution of this beautiful question. Perfect. So it represents a parabola, right? And we found the vertex form, which was f of x equals to x minus 1, right? On the first week, maximum number was 4. And solve the question. I hope you understand and appreciate our approach. Thanks for your time and all the best.